Hello everybody, thank you for watching my YouTube video. In this video we'll be talking about node maintenance and node selector. The name reveals that node maintenance and node selector, it's basically during the point of node maintenance, how will you manage the pods? At the same time, node selector is basically how the pods can be chosen during the deployment, or there will be any label specified on the node. We can choose that label and we can deploy the pods. So we will be dealing both node selector and node maintenance. In enterprise world, the Kubernetes deployment, the requirement is have some control mode of deployment on a specific host. The primary reasons are the specific hardware of certain workloads and the specific nodes meant for certain users, performance requirement for specific loads. So node selector is nothing but just you can set some values to key value pass on the node, and you can mark it or label them, and so that you can schedule the pod. Node selector allows the pod to select the nodes based on the node label. So, for example, you have set up a node, label it with the say low priority, or you label it as like production, or you label it as QA. Then you can select the pod and move that node to the particular node. So for example, I have a pod which is for development. If I label it with development, I can tag the pod and move it to the development node sector nodes. So and at the same time, there are certains and tolerations. So tains is nothing but like an it's like a feature that allows the nodes to repel the pod. So the Kubernetes features allows you to track the node so that the pods can be scheduled to it unless the pod explicitly tolerates the tains. So there's also another method of node selectors. Is one is the cordon. Cordon is basically like you can try to drain the node during the maintenance of the cluster. For example, if you want to do maintenance or some problem, or you want to patch the server during the point of time, you can try to drain the. You can use this option to so that what it does normally is that this kubectl drain the node name will give you the option like this keeps the new pods from landing on the node while you're trying to get them off. For the pods with the replica set, the pod will replace by a new pod which will be scheduled to a new node. Additionally, if the pod is part of the service, then the client will automatically be redirected to the new pod. For a pod with replica set, you will bring up a new copy of the pod, assuming it is not a it's a part of not part of the service, and redirect the clients to it and performing the maintenance work on the background. So if you want to bring it back to the once again you want to schedule it back, you can say type kubectl uncord, then the uncordon, then the name node name. It will put back to the once again back to the cluster or put into the regular state. So let's have a demo on this part. In this demo, I'm just going to show you about the node selector first. So let me create a node selector. I'm just going to label node 2 for Apache web server. Let's label it. So I'm going to label it. So kubectl label get nodes. Okay, nodes. Sorry, nodes icon go white. Okay, so you can see here that will be labeled enabled. So get node show labels. Okay, so you can see node 2 for web server Apache. Yeah, here it's labeled here for web server Apache. Now let's deploy the pod. So I'm going to select for install Apache on the node selector. I'm going to give Apache. So what will happen is when you launch the pod, it will automatically get created under node 2. So let's see here. So kubectl get pods one O Y. So its container is creating in node 2. So the node selector will decide basically which node you want to choose, because my job is to create my pods only for node 2 is for web server, and node 3 is for app server, and node one, sorry, if we are like node 1 is web server, node 2 is app server, and node 3 is for database server. So I can segregate them and keep it up. So now another use case is that is like I'm having a node 1, I'm going to make label it as SSD hard drives. So I label them as SSD hard drive, and now I'm going to pull an Nginx, and I'm going to choose it as a node selector as SSD. So what are you going to do is that is and kubectl get parse-void. So you can see it is going, oh, it's created in node 1. So let's see the labels. Based on the labels, we can come to know. So you can see up for node 1, it is for the SSD, and we have labeled it. And the second thing, see, we have labeled this disk type as SSD, and for web server I named it as Apache. So in this way we can segregate the pods. Now let's specify one more option, and I'm going to create the Apache CentOS have to create dual pods. Let me create it. So what I'm going to do is that is I'm going to choose the node selector directly. Earlier I just labeled them. Now I'm going to specify directly to run it on node 2. So, okay, so let's launch it. So let's check the nodes. Let's check the pod. So kubectl get pods -y. So you can see it is created on node 2 and CentOS is created. So in this way we can schedule the pods on the particular node. So node selector is very helpful in many ways. Now let's talk about the RN. RN is basically used to drain the pods. Uncod is basically drain the pods. So what happened right now is like let's say so we have created the pods. Let's delete them. So for demo purpose, in order to avoid the confusion, so delete the pods, CentOS, HTTP, and Nginx. So we have deleted it. Still, it's going on. Let's go at the background. So now what we're going to do is that is we are going to deactivate the node. Before that, we will launch the pod, launch the pods. So let's kubectl create two replica. Okay, so now let's see the pods. So kubectl get pods. Yeah, so get pods -o void. Okay, so okay, the pods being okay, there is a three nodes. So we have node 2, node 1, and node 3. So node 2, node 1, and node 3, we are trying to we can see Nginx is running on node 1 and node 3. Let's scale it up because it's not running on node 2. I think it's still terminating. It's taking a while. So let's scale the node. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that is I'm going to scale it to 15. So let's see how much time. So the pod is deleted now on node 2. Okay, I'm going to scale my Nginx. So kubectl get pods -o we can see it is getting distributed now. So the containers are creating. Yep, so the containers are ready. Yeah, the containers are ready now. So get pods-y. So I can see, let's drain the node 2 now. I'm going to uncod node 2. So let's drain node 2. I can ignore daemon set. So let's see what is happening. So it is trying to ignoring the daemon sets, and like because we have the daemon set will be having the v and other stuff. So you can see it's got deleted. So let's see the kubectl pods, or how you can see slowly the node 2 has been removed out of from the cluster, and you can see the Nginx has been moved to other nodes. So this is very helpful in case during maintenance or you want to patch the system. So what will happen is it is scheduled as the maintenance mode. So schedule is completely disabled. So we can make it uncorded. We can drain the node, and once your activity is completed, and now we can put back the node to back. So what will happen is that is now you can see it is ready for the deployment. Now let's scale it further. So let's scale it to 20, oh, sorry, 25. Now let's see pods getting created. Now you can see containers are creating in node 2. So that's it, guys. So what is alpha? Now you understood that the use cases of the maintenance, mainly for the Kubernetes and node maintenance and Nodeselector. The next topic we will be dealing about the mainly ingress. Ingress is a very useful topic. So let's talk about ingress. Thank you all.